Beloved Shalom, the sun has set. Look at the array of colors in the sky. It was much more prominent a few minutes ago. However, an array of colors that you can see vividly that is so amazing. Beloved Shalom, Shalom to each and every one of you. If this is your first time joining this live video on YouTube with me, my name is Shifra Yahavet Israel. Welcome. I am here to bring something of priceless value to you, not to take anything away from you. We are here right now for such a time as this to stand in a gap, to make up the hedge, to be watchers on the wall, warriors, worshipers of the true creator, the maker of all, and to sound the alarm. That's not always blowing a shofar or shaking a tambourine or singing a song or clapping our hands. We have to sound the alarm in the land of the living. And you may ask, what is going on? What is all of this? So the word that had came to me yesterday, going into this new week, was turbulence. And you may ask, what does turbulence have to do with right now? Well, there's a lot of shaking going on. There's a lot of turbulence. And it's not just spiritual turbulence, which is the most important one that I'm going to address right here and right now. There is also turbulence in relationships, turbulence in the atmosphere. There's turbulence everywhere. You may want to go and listen to that video on YouTube. It's already uploaded there about the turbulence, and there are different types of turbulence. And we know that to do with commotion, confusion, unrest, and all of that. And we do not have to accept turbulence. Keep in mind that whatever transpires needs our permission. We have to allow it to enter in, to come into our place, our secret place. So we have to cleanse and purify our spiritual houses now more than ever. A wise woman builds up her house. A woman that is not wise tears down her house. And usually that is with words, thoughts, actions, and so on and so forth. Remember, keep in mind, we are to have a good name and good character. We are to speak words that produce love, life, and those words must be truthful and true. Now, just because someone believes something does not make it true. For all of humanity and all of creation, we are to be pro-life. We're not to be discriminatory or prejudiced in any way, shape, or form. We're not to be divisive, ones who have strife or hatred or anger, malice, and all of that. We're not to slander anyone's name or to gossip and so on and so forth. There's a long list. So just to sum it all up, we are to be more spiritual than natural. More spiritual than natural. Yes, we are to be more spiritual than natural in every sense of the word. We are to bring solutions to the conflict and answers to the problems. And that is definitely not about any election or politics or religions, traditions, legalism, or any other isms or schisms of the world. Just think about the animals and the angels, how they keep the covenant far better than most of humanity. Remember, there was the example of Enoch. I don't believe there was any greater example of a human other than Enoch. And perhaps Enoch was not 100% human. Perhaps Enoch was angelic or had some characteristic, one who wore the coat of many colors, who was blameless. We should all desire to be cleansed and purified and purged and pruned and washed, and to be blameless and to be perfect and pure and holy and righteous. We should desire to be ones who help others, regardless of whether we may or may not agree with their decisions or their choices in life. Remember, when we speak words into the atmosphere, our thoughts, words, and actions have reactions. We want to be sure that we are sowing seeds to excellent spiritual fruit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control, discipline, compassion. We have to be humble. Humility is a must and most needed right now, more than ever. Well, the animals know how to have fun. Squirrels are looking for squirrels the other day, some acorns, and they were delighted. Squirrels love acorns, rabbits love carrots and cabbage, and the birds, they love seeds. They're fond of seeds. So as you go forth, always remember, it is better to give than to receive. What are you giving? Who are you giving it to? Be sure that who you are investing your time, talents in are the ones who have been given to you by the maker, that those are the divine instructions. Be sure that you're not carrying out something that is not your assignment. Your divine assignment is extremely important. Be sure that you have clarity and confirmation regarding it. Be sure that you're not doing anything in disobedience. Walking in disobedience will not lead to prosperity and wealth and excellent health and so on and so forth. So as you go about this week, remember, obedience is mandatory. Obedience is mandatory. It is not optional. All of us must obey. There are not any exceptions. And some may say, well, this person did that to me, or this person, you don't know what they did to me. Regardless of what somebody may have done to you, unforgiveness, bitterness, anger, strife, division, divorce, destruction, depression, and all of that only leads to nothingness. So please be sure that you've closed all the doors to darkness, deception, destruction, disaster, disease, depression, divorce, and all of that. Be very careful about the words that you speak into the atmosphere. Words have power, more than we realize. And be sure that you never accuse or assume. Do not accuse anyone. Do not assume anything of anybody. Be sure that you have the right mind, the right heart, the right spirit, the right attitude, the right intentions. Be sure that you're righteous. Desire always to be righteous and not to desire to be right rather than wrong. It doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. What matters is that the Maker has given us a mandate to love. It is a command. It is not optional. It is not conditional. It is always, always what we are instructed to do, to love above all else without being religious and legalistic and prejudiced, and not to discriminate against anyone for any reason. The courts of heaven are real, and you do not want to have judgments in the courts of heaven, which will not be favorable for you or for your children and children's children, or your. Please be sure that you are not wise in your own eyes or in everything, whether it be for food, clothing, shelter, whatever. Maker who has all power to do all things. And be sure that you are one who knows how to love well. Start by being a friend to yourself. Do not be a betrayer. It's not a good thing to be a betrayer. You do not want to betray anybody, not even yourself. Learn how to be a loyal, faithful friend to yourself, and then you can know how to love others and be faithful to them as a true friend always. And remember that our ancestors were never religious. They were not traditionalists. They were not legalists. They were not following any of the world systems. Remember Daniel. And some may say the story is not true about Daniel and the 3 Hebrew lads. So anyway, whether it's true or it's not true, please, whatever you do, do not bow to Baal. Do not let the spirit of mammon consume you to the point where you really believe that a mere person can give you what only the Maker can give you. Everything and everyone you need is found in the Creator of all. Please do not make people your idols. Do not make any of humanity or any of creation an idol. It's so easy for some to do without even realizing it. And some may look at others and say they have idols because the idols the other people have are tangible, that you can see and touch. However, there are types of idols, so be careful. Idolatry and pride leads to destruction, and so does selfishness, greed, lust, envy, jealousy, all of that. Those are all emotions that need to be overcome to walk upright, to go into the promised land, which is not an actual physical location. Be alert, be awake, and be aware. Whatever you do, never hate. Remember, hatred. Be sure that you are walking in the light upright.